small things stress you out, what on earth are you going to do when the big things come? Because there are big things that occur in each and every one of our lives, and they will push us to our limits. It's like if you can't handle the small stressors of life, how you going to handle the great big gigantic stressors? That's the question. Really think about it. Um, I think I see my little baby Rosie coming in. Rosie, honey, you in the house? Okay, you can be in the house. She's in the house. There's an energy in the air. I'm sure you can feel it. It's still there in the air. Maybe we can get rid of it. There are already a lot of people who are stressing out because their life has got a little rearranged, and some has got a whole lot of rearranged. Hey, Marcy, honey, how you doing? And if you're in the situation where you got this small thing going on in your life right now and you're stressing out, or you got the big thing going on in your life right now and you're stressing out, you may just want to throw your hands up in the air. I know what some people would say. Some people would use some expletives, those little bad words, because it makes them feel better somehow, but it doesn't change the situation, but it somehow relieves the steam. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Good morning, you all. It's going to be really hard for people who maybe their whole life it's the small things they have stressed them out and they can't handle nothing. They can't handle stress. There are people in the world who cannot handle stress, let's just face it, and they respond to stress in a rather unpleasant way. Rather, it truly is. And you can't really talk to them because they're not going to listen when they're all stressed out. They're not. Yeah, golden code. Atta baby. Atom baby. Trump 2024. I was sitting down there thinking about, what? I was sitting about there thinking, could you imagine if you was around someone, they stress out really easy. It don't take much to set them off. Hey, Susan B, honey. And then you start to thinking, what on earth is something major happens and you got to be around that person. And you already see how they react when it's something tiny, because it's made in, it's literally, you just don't deal with it. And a lot of reasons people don't deal with things like that, the tiny things, makes them uncomfortable. So they avoid even the tiniest things throughout their life. If at all possible, they will avoid it. It's going to be very difficult. I'm just going to tell you, if you're going to have to be around people like that, it's going to really stress you out too. So you just might as well prepare yourself ahead of time, because you see it in the store. You can see people throwing fits and things. You're thinking, what is wrong with them? Well, I guess they're stressed out for one reason or another. I do. Susan B's on it. Don't be coming on here talking inappropriate. We're talking about the stressors of life. See, if I let your little comment like that stress me out, how on earth am I going to handle comments that are a whole lot worse? I'm not going to be able to. The only way you can confront your fears is to face them. The only way you can rise above the stressful things in your life, even the smallest ones, deal with it, rise above it, and just accept the fact that there's going to be unpleasant things that happen in everybody's life that you don't want to have to deal with, no matter if they're big, no matter if they're tall. Big or tall, big or small, it's going to happen. And When times get really rough, you want to be able to have a handle on it. You don't want to lose it, because you truly will make an already stressful situation a whole lot more stressful with the way that you react. I think about that at times. I mean, it's rare, but I used to think about it quite often. If there was like a really bad situation that happened and society started collapsing and all this kind of stuff, if you got somebody around you who is going to lose it, who cannot remain calm, it's just going to be really stressful. You're just going to have to take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths. You better find out how you're going to cope with it. How you going to cope with that, because it's going to come. It's probably good ahead of time, but don't dwell on it too much, because it might stress you out. How you going to cope with it? Yeah. And Trump's coming. Come on, Trump. 2024. Don't be disappearing before the elections. Well, Gina, honey, there ain't going to be no elections. I heard that through grapevine. I did. I heard something was going to happen on the 23rd. That's today. There's supposed to be an emergency broadcast system. Someone said there's going to be a EBS. I don't know where that came from, but I've been hearing that for several years. When I say several, I mean more than 3 or 4 years since I started doing that. An EBS is supposed to be coming in. And if it doesn't come in, then, and those people who may have been stressed out ahead of time, thinking about it because somebody started the rumor that there's going to be a EBS, and it just builds up momentum inside of you. And if the EBS doesn't come, are you still going to allow that to get you again? It's like the boy who cried wolf. Yeah. But then when the big bad wolf did come, it's too late. Nobody believed him. Perhaps that's why they say it. Perhaps that's why they're saying we're having an EBS coming, an EBS coming. It's a mind game. It truly is a mind game. It's psychological warfare is what it is. For when a real emergency broadcast thing comes, when people saying there's going to be one, there's going to be one, and people say, oh, you always say it, I always hear it, and then you don't take heed, and then it comes. This is not like a tornado drill or anything like this. When you have these psychological ward propaganda, psychological warfare games going on. No, that's exactly what it is. It's psychological warfare. If we make it through the day and there is no EBS, which it's happened so many times before, there's been no EBS. There's been the military's taken over. Someone could say, well, that's what's happening right now, Gina. Don't you know the military's in control? This is all a charade. It's all it is a charade. Well, I can't live my life on that type of scenario. I've got to live life. I got to prepare my life, and I can't live my life based on the hypotheticals and the things that some people say are happening, and you can't either. Do not buy into everything that you hear. Don't do it. Don't take it for the God's honest truth. There are people who were told, the rapture's coming on this date right here. There are people who literally have went out and they racked up their credit card bills. They quit their jobs. They sold their homes. They went out and did whatever they wanted to do because they ain't going to be here, because they heard it from a prominent mouthpiece. Oh, it's going to be too late. You're not going to make it into rapture. You ain't done this. You ain't done that. We're going to be gone at this right here. And you're just, the date comes and nothing happens. Nothing. But yet something did happen. A lot of people put their faith, good morning, Pippi Lou, put their faith in whoever says whatever, and come to find out, it did not come to pass. It didn't. It didn't come to pass at all. When the little things stress you out, what are you going to do when the big things come? Are you going to be able to hold it together? Are you going to really lose it, and you're going to fly off the handle, and you're going to go into a fits of rage? Some people do that with the small things. They fly into fits of rage, and you're probably seeing that more and more often. If you're just tuning in, hello. Yeah, they're 4 years behind. Okay, we're 4 years behind. Well, I'm on this timeline and I am living my life day by day, just like a lot of other people, taking it one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Give me the strength to do every day what I need to do. Yesterday's gone and tomorrow may never be mine. So for my sake, help me to take one day at a time. That's what I do, one day at a time. Try to get as much done as I can in that one day. Do all that I can without wasting it, because life is too precious to waste. That's what I'm going to tell y'all too. It's too precious to waste. If you got things you want to do, you need to do, get it done. Don't let yourself be encapsulated in a sphere of fear. Do not. Don't let yourself be like that, to where you don't do nothing because you're just sitting around waiting and say, well, I don't have to do nothing because I'm not going to be here. Rapture's coming. It's all going to be over. There's going to be a coup. There's going to be a military lockdown. The aliens are going to come and I ain't going to do nothing. Just going to sit here. Be like the people who was watching TV and that voice came across the TV or the radio and it was some kind of alien from another planet. Took over the airways. You know, they can still do that today. You can't prepare for everything and you can't believe everything that everybody says, because we are living in an era where unconventional warfare is being used on a worldwide scale, not just in the United States, it's worldwide. And there's many forms of unconventional warfare. Artificial intelligence is one of them too, to sway public opinion, to deceive. People are using it in a not so nice way. They are. And it's really traumatic. The social media platforms too, they're being used by some as a very dangerous tool to destroy. Just gotta be careful. But the topic is the stressful things. If you're stressed out over the small things, how are you going to handle the big things when they happen? Because they're going to happen, and they do happen. Sometimes you stress out, and people say, no, you don't need to stress out. And it's true. I mean, it's hard telling somebody, don't stress out, when they can't help it. Some people cannot help getting stressed out, and they just need some reassurance. They do. That it's going to be okay. There's no need to stress. So you can respond to a person like that if you're that type of person who can. But if you're that type of person who don't want to hear nobody's whiny mouth, because there's people, I don't want to hear your whiny mouth. I don't want to hear you complain. There's people like that who have no compassion, no empathy, no nothing. They don't care about your feelings or anything like that. They don't. I'm looking at all angles. All angles. I like to look at the big picture because there's many facets to this. There's some people that ain't going to like it. And things can get really ugly really fast. I would encourage you to get right on the inside. Get yourself grounded. Get you some love. Get you some Jesus. Get you some God. Get you some peace that passes all understanding on the inside of you. And do whatever you can to de-stress. Keep yourself busy. Also, hey, Al, honey, how you doing? Keep yourself busy, you all. Don't sit around. The more you sit around and do nothing, the more those thoughts have a way of setting up a merry-go-round inside your head, and you're going to go round and round and round on the merry-go-round. You'll get on the different color horses and stuff, and you'll go up and down as you go round and round. You need to occupy yourself. Find something to do so you do not let your mind wander into those scenarios to where it paralyzes you. Because that's what happens to a lot of people too. They get paralyzed by the thoughts in their heads. The what ifs. The what ifs this happens, and what if that happens? And then you find yourself thinking about that more and more. And you just sit there and you don't do nothing. Well, some people think about the what ifs and they prepare. They truly do prepare. They're doing what they feel within their spirit to do without stressing out, because they got it under control. They got a plan. It's good to make plans. It is. You can make all the plans you want too, but when it comes right down to it, here's a proverb. In his heart, man makes his plans, man or woman, but God determines the footsteps. Well, I don't believe in God. Okay, you go ahead and make your plans, but sometimes your plans in your life, the universe will rearrange your plans and you know it. How about that? The universe will rearrange your plans, will rearrange your life, will rearrange your future. And the universe and or God has a way of turning your life upside down and inside out to catch you off guard, to wake you up. Some people need that to wake up. And it's not nice to say, but it's literally some people got to fall flat on their face too before they even wake up, before they even listen. They have to fall flat on their face before they get it. Before they get it. You're not going to be able to wake up everybody. You're not going to be able to be the encourager you may want to be to some people. You may not have the words that they're going to want to hear, because they probably ain't going to want to hear nothing, because they're already locked those thoughts in their head, and they ain't letting no other thoughts get in. They're not letting nobody else reach into them. They're not. Gina, aren't you like that? No, I'm not. There's some things I'm pretty firm on within my being about what I think. And there's some things I do have a way of letting it filter in. If my spirit says so, I'll do it. I'll listen. Sometimes I will hear whatever somebody's saying or read, but I will hear it, but I'm not going to let it sink in and take root inside my body. I'm not. I'm going to be objective to what I hear and objective to what I see. I'm going to use some common sense. Yeah, when you stress out about the small things, how you going to make it when the big things happen? It's hard. You got to have faith. You do. That everything's going to be okay. You might want to pray, read your Bible, meditate, listen to some relaxing music, but don't become complacent. Don't just sit there and do nothing and think nothing's going to happen. Something is going to happen. We all feel it. If you went to any YouTube channels, certain channels, and you go through the comments, people are preparing because they see the writing on the wall. Something is coming. And you're not going to hear about it on the news. You're going to be distracted with all these stories that are taking place, the events that are taking place that the mainstream media wants you to see. And it's nice to look at it at times, and it's nice to be aware of what's going on, but don't let it consume you to the point that you can't live, you can't ground yourself, you don't take time out for yourself to gather your thoughts together. Because sometimes the thoughts, the people that you listen to, the things that you watch, the things that you hear, you take them on. I don't like using the word you. We take them on as if they're our own thoughts. And that can be kind of not too good for you, really. Take on the mindsets of others. If it doesn't spur you to grow in a healthy way, I don't know if I would take on those types of mindsets and things. You should see improvement in your life no matter who you listen to, in a good way. You should not see yourself literally going down like that. But a lot of people are going down like that. They got too much negative coming in them. And I saw this one comment. I can't listen to Gina. She is so pessimistic and gloom and doom. And okay, you go lay in that bed of roses. You go walk in those fields with beautiful flowers and stuff, and tune out the world. And you go do it. There's nothing wrong with thinking positive, but sometimes you got to look beyond your own reality, is what you got to do, because we do have a tendency to create our own reality. And even though there is a reality outside our reality, some people don't want to see it. I know in my being that the reality that I am in right here, even though it may be my reality and what I think within my mind, it exists. But outside of this, the moment I leave this, the moment I encounter other people, other places, it's a different reality out there with different energies and stuff. I can control the energy that's all around me in my place that I'm at. I can, and within my being, I can control my own energy in my own space. But the moment I leave it, I can't control that energy that's out there, that's on others, and that's just like flowing through the air. I can't. Does that make sense? Yeah. If you stress out over the small things, it's going to be hard for you to be able to manage the big stressors in life when they come. And there are some happening, and they've been happening for quite some time, some very traumatic events that are occurring in the world. And they may not even be natural disasters, but they are a disaster within society. And it's affecting all of us, whether you realize it or not. We can feel the energy. Events have energy with them. Yes, it's very important to ground, Pippi Lou. So important. The moment you feel yourself starting to get a little overwhelmed and things like that, you probably need to sit down. Just sit down, walk around, do something to just calm yourself, because you've got to calm yourself down. You do. Because you could be taking in way too much information, feeling way too much energy. The energy literally can flow in like a wave. It can come in like a wave. You ever felt that before? You're just minding your own business in your own reality, your own space all around you, and all of a sudden this great big wave of energy comes in, and it's not a pleasant wave. You can feel it. It's like a energy attack upon your energy. It's like trying to break through your aura and stuff like that. You've got to be on guard. You got to put on the full armor of God if you got it. Put on your spiritual armor. Let your light shine really bright to where it blinds any energy that might want to get to you. That way it can't see you. It can't penetrate it. Yeah. I am going to go. My words are done. Probably said too much, but I said all that entered my mind. And so, with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. And please make the most of your day. Take time out and rest. And be careful of what you listen to, who you listen to, and that includes me too. If you don't vibe with my energy, then don't listen to me. Don't. If what I'm saying does not apply to you, fine, then it doesn't apply to you. If I say something that applies to you and you resonate with, that's fine too. Because there's going to be people who have things that you resonate with about them, and some things that you do not resonate with about them. Yeah. Someone said, I can't believe you did that dance video, Gina. That's so unbecoming of you. You need to dance slower. Dance to slow songs. You just left it. I'm going to dance however I feel led to dance. I'm going to dance from the joy within my heart. I'm a free spirit, and I'm going to dance if I want to dance. I am. I'm just going to feel the energy just like that, and we'll become one with the energy all around me and the music if my spirit wants to, because it's coming from the inside of me. And if you don't like it, well, I didn't dance for you. I didn't. I just danced in the spirit. Just like that. Yeah, like a lot of people in their homes, they dance because they're happy. Yeah. So I'm going to go, and with that being said, Thank you all. Thank you, moderators. Y'all, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't stress out over the small things. If you do, try to get yourself to where you kind of get that under control for when the big things come, and they're already happening and more will come. You'll be able to move beyond the small stressors and be able to tackle those big stressful things that happen. It won't be pretty, but you'll have enough of you built up on the inside to be able to do it. You will. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I don't know what these little acronyms mean, the GTSY and things like that. I don't. But have a wonderful rest of your day. You all, love you.